Gen X Joe and the youth gone wild. Podcast is making your summer a blast. Lined up for interviews or rock. Legends in the game and new blood trying to make a name. Streaming everywhere. Yeah. And then you've gone wild. Podcast is making your summer a blast. Lined up for interviews or rock. Legends in the game and new blood trying to make a name. Streaming everywhere.
What is going on, my fellow beach bums? Well, wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Maybe you are not at the beach. Maybe you are just on a staycation. That's cool too. But myself, Gen X Joe, I am actually on vacation for the next couple of weeks. And then I have a couple of road trips I need to go on with the family and a few other commitments that I need to be taken care of. Now, before you jump to conclusions, the answer is no. No, I am not going to jail. My youth gone wild side is way in the past. That's why my show is now called the Youth Gone Mild Podcast. And just to reintroduce my podcast, it is the Youth Gone Mild, where hairlines fade, but rock never does. And normally I would be saying I am coming to you from my studio called Wherever I May Roam. However, I am actually coming to you from wherever this summer takes me. And these episodes coming up in the next couple of weeks or month, I am calling them the vacation episodes. They are already pre-produced and going to be streaming throughout the entire month of July and possibly into August. I am still going to be bringing you the best conversations, the best stories, and of course, the best guest in the rock scene today. And hell, I have some legends and I have some new blood that's trying to make a name for themselves. Great interviews all lined up. And before I get to the interview, I just want to thank my sponsor, Lisa Gandia of Celebrity Events. If you are a new artist, an established artist, or even an old head, and you are looking to book shows nationally, Lisa is the person you want to get in touch with. Tell her Gen X Joe sent you, and you can reach out to her on her website at celebrityeventsrock.com. For social media, for myself here at the Youth Gone Mild podcast, we are on all major social media platforms at Youth Gone Mild PC. And as I like to say, the PC does not stand for politically correct. All right, so it's time to kick back, crack open something cold, enjoy that sun, the sand if you're at the beach, and most importantly, the sound of the Youth Gone Mild podcast. I am in vacation mode, and these are the vacation episodes of the Youth Gone Mild podcast. Here's today's interview. I knew you were from Iowa, but I had no idea you were from Burlington, Iowa originally.
Yeah, little river town. Burlington is where where I got started, actually, my twin brother and I. And I lived there until I was 25, I think. And then my wife and I moved to Nashville, and things got pretty dang busy, and we had our daughter, and we moved to Iowa City, Iowa, to be next to my parents and family, so I can continue to work and have great people helping with our children and looking over our house and all that good stuff.
Awesome, man. And the only reason why I bring that up is because my cousin lived in Burlington but worked, and correct me if I get the university wrong, Iowa State University, the Cyclones.
No, you got it right.
Nice.
We're Iowa Hawkeye land here.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Rivals.
yeah. Almost made a trip out there one time to Burlington.
Yeah, I haven't been. My sister still lives there. It's been a minute since I've been back. We try and do a show there every like every 2 years because it's a reunion, so to speak. I cut my teeth, at the little bars and clubs and stuff there. That's actually where I met Poison, was in Burlington, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. So, that kind of leads me into what I wanted to talk about. So, you seem to have had this really close relationship with those guys. I mean, I didn't even realize that you came on the tour with them in 2022 and doing background for them.
Yeah, I've known Poison since I was 15 or 16. I opened for them in Burlington at a place called Burlington Steamboat Days Festival. It's a 5-day festival. It no longer exists, but it did for many, 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 many years. And anyways, I just hit it off with them. Backstage. I was kind of shy, and they came back, and were super cool. And then a year later came by, and we did another show with them. And then Rikki Rockett was had a real good relationship with our drummer, my brother at that time, talking drums. And then he said, we asked him if he would record our first original record, and he said yes, and which is unheard of. I mean, these guys, you usually, when you're opening up, you kind of just do your show and leave and try and stay out of the way. That's how you get asked back, right? They're
Hmm.
easy to work with. And then it just rolled into, Rocket called me about the Devil City. I was with the Cinderella guys doing a project called Cheap Thrill, and he said, "Why don't we let's work together again, and let's do the Devil City Angels." And so they brought me on as the lead singer and part writer, um, and then I did special. We called it the special guest, which was Poison, essentially under a different name with me as the singer. We didn't call it Poison. We would never do that. But Brett had solo dates, and those guys wanted to play in 2015, so they hired me to come sing, I think, 3 shows with them for the year. And then 2022, Bobby Dahl called me to help out Brett. I think he had COVID, and his voice was just taking a beating with that, and he had a hard time projecting. And so I said, hell yeah, Brett's a friend of mine as well, so I'd love to come out and sing and help him get through. So I hats off to him, man. He was sick, and he would come out every night until he got better. And uh, then I went home. So it was, and here we are, 2026, new band with Rocket. And yep, good friends, man. I couldn't ask for better business role models to look up to. They've done it, and they did it well. And my dad always told me, if you want to get to the NFL, you got to start making friends with the pro athletes and things like that. And so I always kind of took that into the music realm. And so far, so good. Knock on wood.
Yeah, man, makes perfect sense. Your dad gave you absolutely great advice.
Yeah, he did. And like I said, I'm blessed with the relationship with those guys. If I have questions on my own, for my own business, as Brandon Gibbs, the solo artist, I can always knock and knock on the door and ask, and they'll give me their honest opinion. And we have, with Rockett Mafia, even, we have great management. I've met a lot of cool people through these guys. And even on my solo shows, I always tip my hat to Poison, because I was a 15-year-old kid, and they could have easily just ignored us, but they said, you got something here. And they use me when they can, and I just can't be more thankful.
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm actually so stoked that you guys are out there with the Rocket Mafia, doing the 40th anniversary and so forth. And to me, it seems like you're good with every band member on every level whatsoever.
Well, that means a lot. The Rocket Mafia means a lot. Rikki came up with the idea to do the Cat Dragged In 40th, and we're just getting started. So I think Rikki and I will work together till the cows come home, on some way, some shape or form. We have a lot of similar interests, and it makes it very easy to be in a band with a guy like that. I love the UFC, and he loves cars. I love cars. So there's never lack of things to talk about. And then, of course, we have our love for gear and music. So, yeah, I think it's great, man. I think we want to play those songs too, and we're doing it.
It's awesome. Now, I know there's talk, and you don't have to go into this if you don't want to, so I'm cool either way. But I know there's talk of next year with Poison and so forth like that. But if for some reason that does not come to fruition, I would absolutely love to see the special guest get back together. 3 shows. I didn't think it was enough back then, man. I think that's a killer idea that you guys had.
I mean, I really enjoyed that band as well, and everyone had a great time. There was zero ego. Um, I really, I'll kind of just see what happens with that if it comes back. Awesome, because I certainly love doing it. I'm doing the songs right now, and I love Bobby and Cece as well. They're great friends of mine, and so if that ever came back, heck yeah, I'd do it. I know that the public definitely wants Poison to do something, and maybe they will. It's not for me to say. I also have been in the picture this long because I stay in my lane, in terms of what I know and privacy but I would always special guest that was our group and I would love to do it again should the opportunity arise.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, hell, even if they do tour, that still having you guys together as a unit would seem like a good band in itself.
It was fire. It really was. It was kind of what the doctor ordered for all of us, and we just went out and rehearsed and blew the roof off a few places, and that was awesome.
You also are working with Joel Hofstra. I think I pronounced it right.
Hoaxstra.
I never can pronounce his name right.
Oh, it's Hoaxstra, like Hoaxstra.
Okay, I'm going to do
Um,
Hoaxstra. I got it.
yeah, yeah, Joel Hoaxstra. Yeah, he's one of my best buddies in the music business. Um, like I said, I'm surrounded by great talent and also wise people that are still doing it. And, everybody in the guitar world knows who Joel is. And guitar was first and foremost for me before fronting any bands. So I like playing with that caliber of a musician. I've learned so much just from the 10 years that we've been doing it. We've been to Europe a few times and the UK, and we just have a lot of fun. I mean, I always kind of judge it by if I'm going to be in a group with someone that and they quote movies as much as I do, it's going to be an absolute blast. And him and I can't stop. Everything is, Goodfellas or, old school or something like that. So he's a great human being. I think a lot of Joel.
Oh my God. I just got my youngest son who's 11. I got him to say, "You're my boy, Blue," whenever it fits into the moment. So,
Yeah, yeah, I know. I do it with Rockett Mafia. We actually what we had the Step Brothers this past week, and then Stacy and I were doing Ace Ventura. And then I think I quoted some scary movie stuff, but no one laughed, so I don't think they saw it or thought it was funny.
well, alrighty then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I try to get my boys, on that 90s and 80s shows and movies and stuff. And the only thing my wife hates is when out of the blue, and I don't know if he actually knows what it means, but my going back to my 11-year-old, he'll go, "That's what she said." And I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, timing was right, but your mom's here." So,
Yeah. Wait till she's in the other room. Yeah.
absolutely.
My daughter is 12 and she very much has a similar personality and so I totally know what you're saying. Wait till mom is out of the room.
Yes, absolutely. So, and I've been following you on social media, and you put a lot of pictures of your family joining you and such, man. I mean, that's awesome, dude. It's a bit have that closeness, have them out there on the road, doesn't take away from your time with them and so forth.
We're a very tight knit group and music is our language. My wife doesn't play an instrument. She's a she's in the medical field, and she grew up with her mom on Poison and Def Leppard, and I grew up on Stevie Ray and the Allman Brothers, and I mean we just that's how we that's our life. I always wanted to growing up. I wanted to get to a point where I could successfully share my experiences with my family, and whether it be, I took my daughter out on the stadium tour. She rode the bus with me for a little while, and she came out to the Rockett Mafia show last week. She's done cruises, and she's friends with everybody in this industry, and they're so nice to her and kind. And that's the bonus here. My son's 8 months. I can't wait till he can go to a show sometime. And but that's the payoff for me. Is I've always wanted to be able to share this crazy, a lot of luck in this business, and I thank the Lord that I can share it and give them something unique, because I'm not good at anything else.
Well, hey, at least you found what you're good at. Me at 52, I'm still working on it. So
Well, I wish I was a better chef. I wish I could fix cars like others, but this is my gift, and I'm gonna hold on to it, I suppose.
absolutely, no doubt about that. So I mean, hell, you've come a long way from, performing with your parents. They had a band, so
Hmm. They had a like a two-piece country band, that they would play almost every single weekend. That was my mom's job growing up, was booking that. And they did like, would they play 50s and 60s in country music, and they stayed busy. I mean, they always tell me, it's kind of, looking back, we all laugh a little bit. They laugh at themselves. Um, but they always told me, like, your Christmas presents, your guitar, your cables, that came for us singing to all the old folks at the Eagles and the Moose Lodges and things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I remember this. So, but yeah, I played guitar, jam with them from time to time, and then our dad actually played bass for us later on in life, because we needed a bass player, we needed supervision, and we need someone to drive us to these gigs. So yeah, we came back and hired him.
there you go. There you go. So yeah, so you had the band with your twin brother Brent. So, what's
Yeah,
it been now, like 10, 15 years since you guys been together?
yeah, yeah. We stopped. God, yeah, about 15, 16 years ago, and he became a police officer, and I hire him for my solo shows, and he does a real great job. He's got a very pretty DW set that he kind of had made for him. His specs and things like that. He's a wonderful drummer, and he works in my solo band from time to time. I miss him. I miss those days. But I don't know if I could do what Brent does as a police officer, and I'm not quite sure he could handle the travel that I do now on this level. So everything kind of worked out. He's more of a homebody, um, and I'm more on the go, and he deals with a lot of stuff with the public, as you know. And um, so yeah, it worked out. He was a real great singer at the time as well. He was a singing drummer, to be honest.
Is he now a singing police officer when he gives out tickets?
That is a good question. I should ask him about that. Um, it is kind of funny though, because he's my identical twin.
Right, right.
So we don't look like so much now, but back in the day, nobody could tell us apart.
That's
I mean,
funny,
till we
man.
till we started getting like tattoos that identified, how that's Brandon's. No one could really tell us apart. Everyone messed it up. Even our parents messed it up.
I'm sure some of that was intentional on you guys' part.
Well, we did the classic classroom switch on our teachers, and we pulled it off. We
That
pulled it off.
that's awesome, man. How long did it take for them to find out?
So they didn't know. They had no clue until somebody in the classroom had a guilty conscience and called called it the principal and said, "Hey, Brent and Brandon pulled a prank, and you guys didn't notice." So we had to
Oh,
go to the office and sort it out. But
oh
yeah, I mean,
man.
they didn't know at all. They had to be told by a classmate. We actually pulled. It was like 5 days later that we were like, really? We kind of forgot about that. Yes, we did that. We're sorry.
Well, not to throw anybody under a bus, maybe it was an old girlfriend or something
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
that did that, right?
Yeah. Maybe we broke a heart or two. I don't know.
There you go, man. So I know going back, with being out on tour with the Rockett Mafia and also, with Joel, you have quite a busy summer. You got some tours coming up with him as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Joel and I are, I don't, we got, I think we go south and then I link back up with Rockett Mafia. They're adding more dates to the Hoekstra Gibbs thing as we speak, actually. But yeah, man, we made it 10 years and, hopefully our future will allow us to do 10 more.
Yeah, man. I wish you luck with that. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. And just a little bit more with the Rocket Mafia. Um, is there going to be any albums coming out? I know you signed with a record label.
Yeah. So we signed with Pavement out of Chicago. Our manager actually owns and runs and operates that label. Before I left California or before I left rehearsals, we tracked 3 drum tracks to work with. So yeah, we are going to put out music. That's the next step. We got great photos and a couple shows under our belt. We got some content. We're all very interesting characters. Um, we need a camera on us, to be honest. We don't take ourselves so seriously, and we have fun doing that. So but yeah, the next step is to do some music. I write all the time, and I know Rikki likes to. He loves the studio. He's a studio rat, and so yeah, That is the next step for certain.
Nice. And you got Stacey Blades in the band as well. And I don't know if you talked to Stacey or not, but Stacey was my very first interview as a podcaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stacy and I go back almost 20 years now. Just about as long as my relationship with Poison. The band with my brother, we would open up for LA Guns, and
Hmm.
I always liked Stacy's guitar playing, and he was super friendly. And so yeah, when we were looking for another guitarist to do this 40th, um, I told Rocket, I said, you got to call Stacey Blades, or I'll call him, because I think he's open. I think his band that he was in is like no longer, or moved on, or he moved on. I don't know the story. And I know he's got some availabilities. Well, ironically, Stacey called me before I could call him, and he was asking, "Hey man, do you want to do a project, do a band?" And I go, "While I got you on the phone, Stacey, Ricky's going to call you because we're putting your name in the hat to play guitar for us." And really? Okay. And then later on that night, he's like, "Are you for real about this?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I think this is going to go down. You got to talk to the boss." And they hit it off. I love the fact that Stacy allows me to also play guitar. That's my first love. So we're not territorial at all with that. It's kind of a cool little Allman Brothers thing. We called it Allman Brothers Poison the other day. But all honest to God, all the guitar players I've ever worked with have just been top notch, and that's one thing I can say for certain. I've worked with Cece and Joel and Tracy Guns, and all these guys have such great tones, and they're great human beings, and you can learn a lot if you sit back and respect them. That you can learn, oh, this is how they're wiring their amps, and this is how they're that tone. And so I learn a lot. It's fun. I'm a little bit younger than some of the other guys, and so I like to sit back and listen to stories and kind of keep my ears open sometimes and learn.
Nice. And well, hey, you know what? Maybe 10 years down the road, you're going to be that guy showing somebody who's up and coming or where you're at right now what to do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm very, very. I love gear, and I'm obsessed with guitar, and so I've just, like I said, I've been blessed to work with some of the best from this era. I mean, yeah. Sometimes I have to pinch myself. It sounds weird even saying, some of their names because I'm like, those guys were posters on the wall at one point, So
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Most definitely, man. And
it's so much fun. When we walk up there and our amps are fired up and the pedals are ready to go, and I mean, everyone knows we're put. I mean, you sweat. You can cut yourself on the guitar, or your blisters from the drumstick. It's awesome. I mean, everybody knows that you're up there doing it and giving it your all, and you're really doing it. We don't use any tracks or anything like that. Maybe an intro tape for walk on and stuff like that. We really try and like master our craft and spend hours trying to get the parts right. And so it's fun when you can take that and go, hey, we're vulnerable tonight. I could trip and fall. I could forget a lyric. I could, what you see is what you get. It's only rock and roll, and I like it.
man, you are a quoting individual, aren't you?
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But all right. Well, listen, I am going to wrap this up because I only have a 30-minute window. So I hope that's okay with you.
Sure, sure. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, man, same here. I appreciate having you. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Rikki's a Pittsburgh guy like me. And hopefully you guys will be making it down that way.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we got I think 15 dates, and we're going to try and add as many more as we can. Everyone's real thrilled about the project, and the band chemistry just makes it that much easier to want to go out and do this. And so yeah, maybe you can get Rockett on here sometime, do an interview.
That would be awesome, man. Maybe you can put the word in for me.
I will do that for you. Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Well, hey, you have a great tour this year with both projects that you're doing, and be safe out there, man. That's the big thing.
All right, brother. Well, thank you. We'll do it again when we get some music out. We can talk about it.
Sounds great.
See you, bud.
Hey, see you. Thank you.
All right. Just because this episode is over does not mean summer is over yet. Oh, hell no. We still got 2 full months of summer left, but not quite 2 full months of pre-produced Youth Gone Mild podcast. I should be back second week of August with all brand new openings and closings. But until then, you're kind of stuck with what you got. And I do apologize for that. But like I said, we have a family vacation coming up, a few road trips, and other commitments that I need to be taken care of. I hope everybody understands. I'd just like to thank my guest here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast today, all of my listeners, and my sponsor, Celebrity Events by Lisa Gandia. And don't forget, if you like what you hear, go to my social media pages at Youth Gone Mild PC. Give it a like, give it a follow, leave a comment. And if you're looking for the next episode date of the Youth Gone Mild podcast to resurface, then just follow us on all our social media platforms. And don't forget, we are also out there on all major streaming networks. And give us a like and a follow there as well. All right, this is Gen X Joe telling you to rock loud, live proud. Peace out. Props everyone for listening to the Youth Gone Mild podcast, where hairlines fade, but rock never does.
Gen X Joe and you.